Hello, everybody. Cedric Procedure here at CRWC, and we will be reviewing All Elite Wrestling's Ring of Honor event. But before we get into that, we have a comment. And this was during the AEW Dynamite, last one we just covered, and is from Zemo Times 92. He has leveled all the way up. He is literally 8 points from maxing out. 8 points from maxing out, and then he just might go beyond. So, y'all need to be scared out there. I don't joke around somebody that's times 92. I'm just me. I'm just one. I ain't even got the 2. He's 90 leagues above me. No, 91.
I'm all of it.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Times all of it.
No, you are not. You ain't even Zemo yet.
I'm times all of it.
You got to reach Zemo.
When you times all of it, you don't have to be Zemo.
Look, you're my woman. I love you, but I got to respect the power levels here.
Zemo is not gonna cook for you.
But see, if I go against that, he'll just crush me. So I can't really answer.
At least you'll be full when you get crushed.
Okay. He says, I really hate to be negative. And no, don't. Love to be honest. See, don't hate to be negative. Love to be honest. You got one life. The build up to All In has not been good. Yeah. Look. When they first talked about All In, I had no idea it was a pay-per-view. I didn't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because how they presented it. When they first mentioned it, and AEW is going to be all in London. And I'm like, okay, so all y'all going to London at some point. It's how you mention it. There was no graphics. There was nothing. Going to be all in London. I'm like, okay, cool. We're going to take the whole roster there. What's going to be here in the States? and then they start showing a graphic, which was like a month later. I was like, oh, I see what you're going for. Because I just tuned it out after that. All in pay-per-view, it'll be taking place in London. No, they just say all in London. Like all in caps. So, he says half the bouts were just thrown together at the last minute. It seems like it. I know it seems like it, but the thing is they don't know how to match build. They've been building these matches for over about a month and a half to 2 months. They've been doing this, but they don't know how to exploit that there is a building team and faction or tag team rivalry so much so.
The only thing that's been built correctly is the Cole MJF match. And that's because they were managing the building of that.
Yes.
Tony Khan didn't have anything to do with that.
He had nothing to do with that. So, as AEW has some good wrestlers, Eddie Kingston being one of them. And I'm sure they will try to put on some good matches, but booking is still an issue. I agree with your thoughts on Ospreay. Will needs to slow down. If he is not careful, he is going to be crippled for life. Will versus Chris would be a good bout if Chris was in his prime. It'd be a really good one. It really would. And it might actually, blow the roof off the damn ceiling if he was in his prime. Or he worked out with great cardio so that he could almost mimic some of that. Let's see, but now he's a shadow of his former self. And now he has to go away. Now he has go away heat with me. It was great to see Santana and Ortiz again, but I wish their return was booked better. I wish it was booked.
Yeah.
I wish it was booked. Look, we're gone. We don't like each other. We don't like much going on. We got released from the company. It's been months. We back. We together. How you doing? What? Wait, somebody should have shown up and joined or something. No, they just teleport in and how you doing? We fighting. Mm-hmm. The return match should be a normal tag bout, not a crazy clusterfuck like Stadium Stampede. It should have been a clusterfuck like it was, on Dynamite.
Yep.
Santana is just back from injury, and now he runs the risk of getting injured again. Oh, crap. I didn't know he was injured. Okay. AR Fox can't catch a break. I think he is good, but haven't received the proper push. I agree with that. Mm-hmm. When we first saw him, was like, this guy's good. You know, we could see him lead matches. I'm like, this guy knows what he's doing, and he's so crisp. And now this nonsense. Yeah. He joins Embassy for about a month, now he's fired. He is kicked out after a fortnight. For those that don't know, there's 2 weeks. And Cage is a last minute replacement. Yes. Last minute, like literally 1 minute left between segments. You know,
exactly.
He's 0 times 2. Now he's on point. He should have been the swerve partner from the beginning. Yeah, I can see that because he's got ties with those in the match. You know, Darby Allin and whatnot. And it seems like he and Darby Allin on Collision was just to build up to this, which is a piss poor way to put somebody in something. This bait and switch was just pointless. I love Cage, but this came out of nowhere. I am just not in a good mood right now. I just heard Bray Wyatt, the son of Mike Rotunda, passed away yesterday. What? Seriously? Wow. Wow. He died a day after Terry Funk passed away. Yeah, we had heard about that the day he did. Sorry to be a downer, but I am just in shock right now. Take care, guys. Okay, look.
Bray Wyatt, isn't he somebody that was like active in WWE right now?
Highly active. He was doing the swamp stuff and, you know, Howdy and all that stuff. And,
what?
yeah, Uncle Howdy and some other stuff. I think that's who that is. Very young guy. So, it annoys me how people start having a good thing in WWE. Then they start to get slowly pushed out in the pasture because they're bored with the gimmick or something like that. And they start having a rough time. A little time passes and then they die. That is on my nerves. That's on my nerves. And that's one of the many reasons why I stopped watching WWE, because I got tired of everyone that goes there dying. Look, even if WWE has nothing to do with it, right? Even if it's completely out of the hands of them, it doesn't look good that your wrestlers keep dying. Nobody else's.
Nope.
Just yours. Other wrestlers die, but it's like either in the ring or something that happened in the ring, and it can all be thrown back and shown that it was kind of freak accident. This is habitual. That's the issue I have with it. Mm-hmm. It's habitual. Yeah, and Terry Funk, he had, dementia. That's what he had. And I don't know this is my first time hearing about Bray Wyatt, and I never followed him. I didn't.
Yeah, we don't know anything about
I just heard of the silliness that was going on that he was in charge of, and some of the backstage heat and just stuff like that. So, look, I don't want these people dead just because they have a bad gimmick or they can't wrestle for jack doesn't mean they should die. That's just too far.
And Terry Funk, it seemed like he had a good full life.
Terry Funk had the full life.
It seemed like he had a ball.
I haven't seen all his movies, or maybe I have and I just don't remember them. But yeah, Terry Funk is somebody I was going to probably try to talk about a little bit. Sort of out of this as just sort of, but I also want to talk about certain wrestlers and whatnot. And, that'll clearly be on Spreaker. Right now, this computer is slow and everything I do takes about 3 seconds. But we've got to review this, and it sucks. Hey, look, we know this is affecting you, all right, Zimbo, and anyone else out there. So look, we're not poo-pooing on anything like that. There are things that we could say that one could use to just easily kind of emotionally get past this. Not going to say it, not going to go there. But, think about them fondly. Think about them, in the most positive lights that you can, and let yourself know that.
Let yourself grieve.
Yeah, grieve. However you wish, but let it be known that they died doing what they wanted and or needed to do for themselves that wasn't harming other people, for by and large of what we can tell. And that's, to me, the message that someone's life should be. Live your life not harming others to the fullest that you can for yourself so that you have no regrets when your day comes. That's how I see that. That's why, one thing I'm going to try to do is always tell the truth. No matter how boring it is, I'm going to try to tell the truth, because when I'm gone, the last thing I want someone saying is, oh yeah, he lied so much, or you couldn't trust anything he was saying, or he was a troublemaker that made no sense. That's so I go out, being honest. It's the only thing you can take with you. The only thing you can take with you is your legacy of being honest, even if they don't agree. You're honest to yourself and them about yourself. So, okay. We're going to get down to the Ring of Honor review. All right. So y'all ready? Everybody out there ready? It's all good.
Hope they are.
So it starts off with a 6-man tag team match. Dalton Castle and the Boys versus Dark Order. And I had to write first fodder to push Dark Order when they could have done any rando 2-man team against any rando tag team of Dark Order and give them a push that way. I'd be like, I'm tired of coming out here. Losing means a lot. The audience will not care when you just keep losing and losing. And they're trying to give Dark Order a push, but you don't have all these guys in the factory and all these other indie promotion people. Use them. Give them a small paycheck. Get your guys over. Get those little guys some experience. Too many things they can do. Short, 3-minute max match, and they'll be good. But so anyway, John Silver starts with Castle, but instead of locking up Silver, okay, hold up, stuff falling all over the place. Silver asked for one of the boys, and Brent is tagged in. I have to put that in later because I don't even try to use their hair to tell them apart. I just like it. It's one of them. Mm-hmm. The thing is, they should have locked up first, Silver and Castle, but let's not care about tag team rules. Dark Order tag in rotation as they take turns whooping up on the little guy.
Uh-huh.
Eventually, after a while, hot tag was made to Castle, who comes in cleaning house. Then he does, and it's so beautiful.
Yep.
An amazing 3 180 single leg lift throws. Beautiful suplexes. Beautiful. Loved it. The one that he got on Alex Reynolds was the best one.
It was that first one.
It's almost like, Alex came at him and then he just teleported into the air.
Yep.
Just chef's kiss on him. Castle throws the boys into dives onto Dark Order. Castle tags Brent in after his long-term beatdown. Don't know why. Brent was still beat down. Castle was still all right.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. Even commentary agrees. Dark Order takes over immediately. Then Dark Order full a twin dive and get the finisher for the win. The triple team finisher, which I really think they need to change. Johnson was like, "Yeah, I'm going to run through the curtains," because that's what it is. It's like a kid running through the curtains, swings the other guy back, and they slam him down. I'm like, okay, basically double iconoclasm. I just don't care. Backstage, Athena interviewed with Lexi and Billy Stark. So she noticed the tension between Starks and Lexi. So Athena made them respective t-shirts in ugly colors. Lexi is the bestie and Billy is the minion with a lot of numbers ending in 3/4, which I think is adorable because she's a minion and is cute. It's just too super cute that she's a minion. All right. I love the way they called her a minion. I like how she called it. It's like, why am I a minion? I'm like, now it's adorable. It will never stop being adorable. Athena made the match with the Renegades. That made Billy happy. Okay, cool. Then we go out to the ring. Kiera Hogan versus Lady Frost. Really good match.
Lady Frost is
really
so
good. Just
clean.
Enjoyable to watch.
She is such a clean competitor.
Yes. Look, we'll talk about Lady Frost. Separate thing. I do not want to go into it now. because there's too much glowing. Okay, Hogan wins with a spinning fisherwoman suplex and hold. It was nice. The match, like I said, really good match. It was really good and just enjoyable to watch. Lady Frost, yeah, they got their stuff in, but Lady Frost it seems like she has a litany of moves that she can do. She's a good gymnast. Kiera Hogan showed that. Lady Frost showed that she could be sports entertaining in her last match. And she was throwing it back and all that. Did a good job. She's definitely in shape. So I am hoping that while she did lose this, they don't stop helping her look good. Kiera Hogan didn't look like a heel.
No.
She's toning down all that meaningless, angry attitude and saying, look, it's me, period. And that's it. I like that. But she's not doing it at least this match. She didn't look like a heel doing it. So next we get Matt Sydal versus Serpentico. We had to skip. I don't know how long this match was, but they just did everything they ever could to each other like it was some major title match. And it's not. I'm like, this match should have been no more than 5 or 6 minutes.
It just went on and on.
Just doing everything.
There's no need to showcase Matt Sydal. We know what he can do. And Serpentico, like I said, he never wins. He must be the go-to man in the back.
Must be. Sydal, he won with a rolling reverse slam with a bridge. Pretty nice. But after doing everything in the book, that just seems minuscule. It really does. Lexi is with Stokely. So Stokely talks himself up, and Lexi says that she doesn't think anyone in Ring of Honor respects him. Stokely says that he was going to ask her to go to TGI Fridays and quote Tyler Perry's movie title, I can do bad all by myself. And then he tells them to cut the cameras. Stokely looked like he was a little hurt by that, but I'm like, they made him look like a mouse trying to bark like a dog. That's what they did. Next is Layla Hirsch versus Layla Gray. We know Gray will lose,
yes,
but at least, she got her intro.
Yeah.
Gray looks amazing in her velvet and white attire with the white fan to add to it. Teacher wasn't happy with the fan because she was saying, like, you're not a baddie anymore. But the thing is, she had a fan before she was a baddie. That was the thing. She had the fan before she was a baddie, and it was a small fan, an annoying one. This is a large, beautiful fan.
I don't even remember her before she was a baddie. It was weird because it's like, not here today. Here I am.
She was on their dark shows.
Oh, okay.
And then she was also on the independent scenes and whatnot. She was in NWA.
She was?
Yeah, she lost. Like, she had like 2 matches or so.
I don't remember her at all.
Yeah, I know. This is before they brought in La Rosa Negra. So, she was just there.
Who went away?
Who's gone. Her shouts, there's only one Layla. So, okay. Maria Bennett watches from atop the stage. Hirsch wins with the angle slam and cross arm breaker. Good match. The women. And I wrote the women have to fight the ring more so than each other because the ring, they're small. So they're running. They could just be in a large backyard running from one end to the other because this takes a while to get from one spot to the other in the ring. But they're running. This and the last women's match, they ran. They didn't tiptoe. Mm-mm. They do a little tiny stutter step all the way over. They had the full-on sprint almost. So I'm liking that. Get in the habit of running, hitting those ropes, attack the corner. That's what you got to do. Put some oomph into it. Be a woman. Put that oomph in there. Then we got Brandon Cutler with Colt Cabana matching gear versus Blake Christian. And this is a super long match. They did everything. They got all their stuff in. We skipped so much. Blake won with the Swan Dive Scorpio Splash. And it was beautiful. Mm-hmm. It was, Blake Christian is in absolute control of himself. We've seen this for a while. I saw him in GCW. That's where I first saw Blake Christian. I think I saw him once on NWA, but he didn't do anything. He just got squashed.
First time I saw him was on New Japan Strong.
That's where I saw him. He was doing something. He was in a little rivalry with something or part of a little group or something.
It's when they had brought in all these new guys. I can't remember all their names. It was a bunch of new guys. It was him It was the Golden Boy, Jordan Clearwater.
Yeah.
The NJC, the JPC. That dude's got a 3 initials. He's real good.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, it was a whole 2 handfuls of new guys they were bringing in, giving some spotlight to when New Japan Strong first started.
Yep. This. Oftentimes you hear the line, "How the mighty has fallen," and I like the group name, "The Mighty Don't Kneel." So I like that. Let's see. Tag team match: Athena, Billy Starks versus the Renegades. Billy wanted to dive in the beginning. Athena left her hanging and get caught by the twins, who are facially not twins.
Everything else,
twins. While in the arms of the enemy, Billy is helped when Athena dives onto her, knocking them all down. Decent match. Starks was dropped on her head during the Michinoku driver. She got dropped head, shoulders, mid-back,
that
butt.
wasn't the Michinoku driver. I don't know what that was.
She tried. That's what it was trying to be a really spread leg, sit out Michinoku driver. It just looked. It was, she got her. You heard her. Boom, 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 boom. It just. That's not how you want to hear it.
She got the Michinoku drive where she went down in sections.
Yes, that's the one I was talking about.
Oh, okay,
that's the first one. Michinoku drive. It just boom, 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 boom. It's like, you don't want to hear that. There's no mat slam. There's no splat. It's those multiple thumps. That's when it's bad. And she was holding her back after that. Not her head, not her neck, her lower back. That's not good. Then Billy was dropped on her head again during the finishing boot kick in Death Valley Driver. Dropped like on her shoulder, side of her head, and you can hear Caprice Coleman's voice cringe on that. I was messed up.
Yeah.
As soon as she hit, I'm like, oh. And then you can hear Caprice just messed up. Like, it's almost like you could just hear him wanting to get up and go check on her.
Mm-hmm.
But she got out. They kept the match going. Later on, Billy wanted to tag, but Athena was not going to let her.
So she blind tagged.
Yep. Athena hit the old face. Billy gets the blind tag before she jumps, and Billy hits her finish and spears the other who tried to assist. Billy, she hit the swanton, got the pin. Athena is ticked off, but she didn't attack her, luckily. Athena attacks one of the Renegades after the match and then yells at Billy. Billy is pleading. She tries to make things right by handing her the belt. Athena is angry that she even touched it. She's like, that's mine. And Billy seems legit hurt as she's coming off the apron, and she just does. There is a level of pain when you hurt your back, when your shoulders are elevated, and it's like you're trying to leave your lower back.
And when she landed on her feet to get out the ring, it jarred her entire spine. You can see.
Yes.
I have felt that pain.
And Athena just grabbed her. I don't think Athena even saw her. Mm-mm. She just grabbed her and started pulling her. Yep. Pulling her right up the ramp. It was bad. It was bad. Next, we get Ryan Nemeth, who comes to the ring holding a mic. Cedric was like, why has he got a mic? Why is he going to talk? And so, we
haven't seen this dude in ever.
Now look, Ryan Nemeth got a good look. He's Disco Inferno level of talking. That's what he does. He's good. I'm not going to say he's not. He's good. They're not going to give him the push that he could use. He should be a top mid-level guy and possible even higher depending upon.
But he's been gone forever.
Yeah.
That'd be like me leaving you here in the house for a year alone, and then when I show up redecorating.
Yeah, I just have to look at you for a while like, what is she doing? Now, I had to put note, this is after his online comments against CM Punk and being rejected from Collision as well as Christopher Daniels as a power play by Punk, since he and others are not allowed on Dynamite or Rampage. So that's why he's here, because Punk has no say here. So Ryan says that it's Hunk appreciation. I was like, the Jericho thing's already been done. You can stop. He says, it's real simple. I'll explain. He says, I'm the Hunk and you appreciate me. He leaves a cheer of thank you, Hunk, but it seems that he might have a little go home heat because the fans don't care. It was like there's a level of once you get booed or you can hear No, it almost sounded like they were chuckling or heckling. So that's bad. Claudio comes out to cheers. Ryan says that he has no beef with him, and he's like, this ain't happening, Like, but he's like, I know you want some of all of this, but not today, honey. And he, it's like, okay, that normally would get some heat from the fans, but they don't care. They do not care. They just want to see this guy get beat down. So that lets a lot. And so he tries to he prepares to leave the ring. Claudio double legs him into the giant swing. The crowd simply counts to count. But it was actually 28 revolutions.
Yep.
Once he picked him up and started swinging, every time his head went to that corner, that was a count. And that's what I used through multiple camera angles. Cedar watched how awesome I was at doing that.
Yeah, he counted it very well. Because I was like, why they keep changing the darn camera angle? It went from corner to corner, from above.
And I kept right up with it. Because, I can count.
Yeah, the audience was counting every quarter turn.
Yes. So to them, I think he was up to I think they stopped at 40 something. I'm like, y'all don't know what, do y'all know that this earth spins? I don't care if you think it's flat or round, it spins. Ergo, you look, never mind. I'm not going to. But after that, it was a lifter or European uppercut and pin. Claudio never took the belt off, never broke a sweat. Claudio says, be careful what you wish for. Just because you don't see him doesn't mean he's not there. So that was good.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to something that probably should have opened the show, but it makes a better main event. I will give it that. Sometimes the obvious, because Christopher Daniels, I wonder you're getting rejected by CM Punk because of what the Young Bucks are doing. So who have you ticked off to keep jobbing on Ring of Honor? Because I'll tell you right now, going on the legacy of things, this should be Christopher Daniels' show. And we know Daniels, look, he's an older guy. Okay, we get that. Okay, it's all good. But this should be his show. If anything, he should be booking this show. If anything, I say get Delirious back.
Mm-hmm,
Christopher Daniels should be one of the top bottom barrel least mid-card guys. Bottom barrel, he should be main event in the mid-cards. Point blank, nothing less. He should be in small storylines, building up to those matches and going into pay-per-views being before the main event or somewhere, in there but above mid-card area. He should be there. That's where Christopher Daniels should be because he can still go. He's not as fast as he was. No, but he can still do it. He was safe with himself. He was safe. So all the stuff that he could do in his prime, he is doing now. That's the beautiful part of Christopher Daniels. But in any case, this is for the New Japan Pro Wrestling World Television Championship. So, Christopher Daniels versus Zack Sabre Jr. Jr. is defending, obviously. Kind of a standard match, yeah. And I wrote, it's odd to bring Zack in just to beat Daniels. I thought that was messed up. Now, unless he's on tour. And it's like, yeah, I'll do something for there. Oh, yeah, I'll go there and beat Daniels. Thanks. Cool. Honestly, that gave Zack go home heat when we first saw him in Ring of Honor. I was like, I don't know who this guy is, but he's about to beat everybody here. And that's what happened. Caprice Coleman did a good job explaining how Zack will put on a submission hold and he 2 to 5 seconds. You haven't submitted, he'll change over to another one. I like that he did that. Mm-hmm. It helps educate the audience on him because that's what we were seeing.
Yeah.
He does with submission holds what others do with aerial attacks. So that's why Zack is awesome. Zack works the arm of Christopher Daniels, who eventually fights back and gets some good offense. Daniels doing what he do best. Zack shuts him down after a bit and pours on a ton of high damaging moves to the arm. Zack he works the arm and it's scary looking. It's real scary. I like that. It looks damaging and dangerous but it's not. He's beautiful at that. Daniels fights back, with counters primarily. But then Daniel focuses on the neck, which helps. Every time he was on offense, he would try to focus on Zack Sabre Jr.'s neck, which started with Naito Tetsuya a while ago, giving Naito the win over Zack. his first win over Zack after
Yeah.
Zack had beat him twice.
Painfully.
Yes, the first time we ever heard Naito yelling in pain. He got him really good with a tight Death Valley driver or Spicoli driver, whichever you want. But he got that good. He didn't get the pin. They did a short strike exchange, ending with a high kick to Daniel's arm, which just shut that down. Zack applies a cross arm breaker, but that was reversed into a roll up for a 2 count. Daniels applies the Koji clutch. That's on for a while. Zack gets out of it with by applying a small ankle lock, but that was counted into an even tighter roll up, which I really think should have been 3.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. He did kick out on 2, but I think that should have won the match, and that would have helped Christopher Daniels look really good. But it's for the title, so he can't lose that way. I wish it wasn't for the title. So he could have gotten the win. Both of them would have came out looking great. Zack would have looked dangerous. Christopher Daniels would have exactly looked like he should, a winner. Let's see. Each lock that Zack tries is counted into a pin. Eventually, Zack gets the double ringing with a twisting wrist lock, scoring the submission. Daniels couldn't do anything. Had to tap out with his foot and kind of just vocally say, yeah, he surrenders. I know it was a really good match. They both did a great display of ground combat. The code of honor was adhered to with Zack being a chav and pointing at the arm and all this other stuff. But look, Daniels got a devastating ground game. He can work it and all that. Zack's, I'm gonna have to say, is even stronger. And because of his submission style, that makes him lethal in the counter area to lock you up into something. Even if you think he can't get to something, he can. I've seen matches where Zack Sabre Jr. has used his legs to apply an ankle lock.
Yep.
We've seen that. We've seen him use his legs to apply an arm bar when he was locked into something else. We have seen him use his legs to do neck vices. Zack Sabre Jr. is one of the most lethal submission wrestlers I have ever seen and or heard of in professional wrestling. And this guy could legitimately win any match that he wants.
Yep.
I like that.
Very much so.
So him and Christopher Daniels, they could have put on, even though this was a really good match, they could have done 20 or 30 times better. They could have. I enjoyed this a lot. Okay. I honestly did. I know Christopher Daniels, I knew he was going to lose. I thought it was messed up to bring him in, Zack Sabre, just to come and beat him. But if you're going to bring him in, and he's going to work a match and look good, this was the best way to do it.
I'm gonna say this about Daniels again. What is he, a talent relations or something?
Yeah.
How long he been wrestling? 20, 30 years?
Yeah. About 27 years, I think.
I really think he chooses this for himself.
There's a good chance that he is. I mean, because, they could tell us who's booking, right? We can see who the booker is. The booker is the one that's got the final say on what's going to happen, and then usually how the match ends sometimes. But we know that when it comes to Tony Khan running things, that people just kind of got creative control of their own self. So most likely he did this. Most likely because Christopher Daniels, I'm gonna tell you straight up, he led this match, and you can see it. This was an absolute perfect Christopher Daniels match when he leads a match. If you go back and look at all the matches where he's going against people that haven't been wrestling as long as him, and he's trying to get that person over, this is what it looked like. Christopher Daniels led this match. Mm-hmm. This was beautiful. Zack Sabre Jr. knows what he's doing. He is a student and studier of the game. Wrestling is his love. So there were probably points in this match where he called a few things. Veterans do that during the match. They will give up certain calls. Like, let's see what you can do, kid. That kind of thing. When he first went against Zack Sabre Jr., Ring of Honor, before the Tony Khan and, when Sinclair still owned it, not Todd Sinclair, but the Sinclair group, when they owned it, Christopher Daniels thoroughly called that match. And you could see it. But Daniels also got housed, and that was annoying. But I'm going to tell you one thing I haven't seen out of Zack, and that's the Michinoku Driver 2 handed down to him from Taka Michinoku. He hasn't been doing what he would call the Zack Driver because everyone is doing it. So what's special?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Because
at the time, he picked it up because he was so lean. He needed some sort of a power move.
That was the only power move he had.
And he needed something bad. Because he could tie you up in knots. And if you don't type out and you get him in a power move or two, That was all she wrote. So he needed something, and he's put on some weight, so he's not so flimsy anymore.
Yes, and he that power can help. He's put on the weight, but he kept his leanness. This guy. When I said it back then, this guy, his weight, his size, is his wrestling, and that's what made me say this guy is beyond special. When your body is your wrestling, there's a thing like some people. Okay, my arms have to look a certain way because I do these things. I got to keep myself up. I got to keep it right. That's what he's doing. That's beautiful. Beautiful. So just glowing things to say about Zack Sabre Jr. Nothing but glowing things to say about Christopher Daniels. I didn't like that Daniels lost, but I understand. And that's probably what he wanted. So it's all good. You know, look, in truth, it's not about what I like. These two are doing, win or lose, you're doing the job. It don't matter. You're doing the job. Whether you win or whether you lose, you're doing the job. You're going out there. You're going to put on the show. You're going to lose or win as designed. And that's it. So it don't matter who lose or win. That's the job. You're going to do the job. That's how I see it. You know, that's it. You get up, you go to work, you clock in, you're going to do the job. Whether you quote unquote win or lose that day, no matter if the day goes good or bad, you come home, right? You did the job. That's it. And these two are just, you know, they're performing, trying to put butts in the seat, trying to get eyes on them and the product of Ring of Honor, you know, trying to say, hey, Honor Club is worth it. You get to see great matches like this, butts in seat, right? So they're doing what they need to do, and I applaud that. You got anything to add, Love?
Nope, that's it.
All right, so look, this has been Cedric and Cedric for CR Wrestling Commentary, All Elite Wrestling's Ring of Honor event. And, I thought this going to have 3 go-home shows, but no, can't have one on Saturday because the pay-per-view was Saturday. I'm used to pay-per-views being on Sundays.
It's on Saturday?
You told me it was Saturday.
I did?
Yes. I said, so they're going to do the pay-per-view Saturday? You said, yes. I said, well, how are they going to do Collision? They can't do Collision then. And you said, yeah. So that's what we went with, you know.
Okay, I could be wrong.
See, this is what we go through.
This is what we go through. Because they have the darn pay-per-views on Saturday. I don't know. All I know is it started at 1 o'clock.
What?
That's weird, too.
Yeah. So it'll start at 1 and end at 5?
I guess.
That's really how that's going to work?
I mean, because they're doing it in London, so it's going to be off for us.
Man, you know what, y'all? I'm doing this real time because I want to get up out of here, but nope. I've got to know. So, you know, I'm trying to look it up right now. You know, I put in Wiki, AEW, All In. Matter of fact, right here, I'm going to pause it while this thing load. Hold up. All right. So, yeah, that would have been like, I don't know, like 40 seconds of loading and waiting and whatnot. But yeah, it'll be Sunday. It's going to be Sunday. So they're still going to have Collision.
I don't understand how they're going to do that. It takes time to get everything and everybody over to London.
Yeah. And that's going to be some jet lag. Not as much as if they were going to Japan, but
it would make sense if they didn't have Collision.
Yeah, no Collision and yada yada. Or
unless
they do
had it earlier in the
pre-tape
week.
it, and whatnot. That'd be good. Or I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do it. It's what they do, you know. But with that, look, want y'all to be good, be chill, be safe, and we'll see you next time.